Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time it's Adventure Tactics Domianne's Tower. I think it's said, something like that. It's basically Gloomhaven Light, pretty much. But we're going to find out. We're getting into it. We're playing with 3 characters. You can play from 3 to 5. There's been lots of reviews. There's been lots of setup videos. There's been lots of stuff that's going on with this game already. We're going to get into the first mission scenario, the campaign. So we're going to take a quick look at Act 1, Child of Destiny, which is what we're going to be playing. I've already got things all set up, but we'll take a look at that quickly. And then talk a little bit about gameplay. We're going to take a look at our 3 characters that we're going to be playing with through the campaign. And then we'll just get into it. It's not a super difficult game. Of course, I always say this and then I mess up the rules. I'll try my best to not do that. Alright, let's take a look at Act 1, The Child of Destiny. Alright, this is basically the introduction to the campaign, and we have a choice at the end. We're going to be playing with Roberta. Tolbin is the thief. So Roberta's a fighter, Tolbin is a rogue, and we have Ouellette, who is an archer. So those are the 3 we're going to be playing with. We're not going to be playing with Elwyn the wizard or Quill the monk, or the nun, or the healer. Something like that. Alright, we're not playing with those 2. We are playing with 3. They do have a little backstory. Roberta says you're patrolling the village when you see Urt, the village smith, returning towards you and gasping for breath. Goblins, he gasps, and he collapses in your arms. You hear the unmistakable beat of goblin war drums coming from the gate. There also seems to be some sort of panic stirring at the far side of the village. Someone has sounded the alarm. A 2-pronged attack. So each one of them has sort of the introduction story. I'm not going to go through the other 2. He was basically sleeping off a drunk. And Ouellette was chasing down the goblin rogues she's gone to the village, and now they're attacking. And so we have 2 choices. We can either guard the gate. The village is lost if the goblins control the gate. Go to 1 on page 5. Or we can investigate the alarm, and it has a symbol on it, which means it's a lot tougher. And since we're just beginning the game, and we don't really have any level ups or anything yet, we are going to just go with guard the gate. And so this will flip over, and we'll take a look at the setup, which I've already got set up. Then we're going to quickly look at our 3 characters, and I think we're going to have a turn. And I'm not sure just how well this is going to focus in, but basically it says, a sizable goblin gang comes crashing through the gate. You recognize the leader, a cruel and battle-scarred goblin named Rigby. He snarls, "It's our village now. Best drop your valuables and flee while you can." So our objective here is to defeat Rigby. And we have a bonus objective, is defeat all gang members and gang archers before defeating Rigby. So this basically gives you Rigby's stats. He has 15 health, so this would be 3-player, 4-player, 5-player. So we're playing a 3-player game. 15 health. He has a range of 1 for attacking, so he's melee. He rolls a white die to attack, and he has a speed of 4. So he can move 4 spaces. All movement is orthogonal on the map. And this is a place where we can put his hit point damage. I'm going to use mini dice on the map. I find that, or mini dice on here, sorry. I find using dice a little easier than the damage tokens. And he has active abilities. He has Smash, rolling a blue die at range 1. Passive abilities. He has a Signal Flare. When Rigby reaches 7 or fewer hit points for the first time, add a gang member and a gang archer to the encounter. So I've got those set up here, and they're all numbered. Tells you what you need to do. And 4+ heroes. Well, we're not playing 4+ heroes. And behavior targets closest hero. And so we have gang members. Their behavior target closest hero. They have 8 hit points. Range of 1, 4 movement, and goblin archers. 5 hit points. 1 to 4 range, and a 5 movement. Sorry, 3 movement and white die. Alright, and then these little boxes here are to track damage on them. So a 3-hero game, we're going to have these 2, 4, and 5. We're not playing with the blue ones. It shows you on the map how to set them up. And when the signal flare goes off, we get a goblin minion and a goblin archer showing up there. And I've you can see them right on the edge of the map. I put them there. Oh boy. Alright, we have initiative tokens, which I put in my lovely Crown Royal bag. So that'll give us turn order, so random turn order every time. Oh man, lots to discuss here at the very beginning. Let's take a quick look now at our 3 characters, and then we're going to get the initiative order going, and we're going to have a turn. You'll see how this works. Alright, so the first character we have, and they have these nice little tuck boxes as well to keep all your cards and everything organized. Again, Gloomhaven Light. Wow, high level. So there are passive abilities. You can have 3 of them. On this side, you have dice abilities. You can have there. This is a double layer board, so we put hit points. His hit points are 7, as laid out by the starter rogue card. So we can see here his passive ability is parry, and you put that here on his, it's down on his player mat, and this is his character. So basically he's got a range of 1, he can move 4, rolls a blue die for attacking, and there are different dice in the game, and you know, we got white, blue, black, they're all different with different hit symbols on them. Alright, and it gives you the icon iconography here on each player mat. It tells you everything that's going on. We have an 11 card deck which has already been set up. We got 3 basic moves, 3 basic attacks, and then if we look here on his card, he gets 1 shank card in his deck, 2 dagger throws, 1 sidestep, and a plus basic move. So you have 3 basic moves, 3 basic attacks, plus this. That's his deck, and he starts at 7 health. At a high level, that's about it. So at the end of him, I'm going to take his tuck box, I'm going to put this back in it. We don't need this anymore because all his information is here. Let's take a look now at our next character, which is Oulette, the Archer. Alright, similar thing. So this was a class feature, I should mention. This is her class. So she's an archer. She has a range of 2 to 5. She can move 4. She rolls a, what is that, a gray die, white die? I think it's a white die for attacking. And then she has sidestep is her class feature. The little gold symbol here means you can use it as, you don't need to use an action. Each character gets 2 actions on their turn. Which would be playing cards, moving, attacking, those kinds of things. So her archer starter, she gets sidestep, which is this starting card. She has 6 health, which we've put in here. And she has passive scout. Her passive scout ability, after the initiative order has been set, you may move your hero up or down 1 spot. We'll see how that works here in a second. So basically tokens are going to come out in a specific order as to enemies and how we play. So we have 3 heroes and 2 enemy tokens, so there's going to be 5 tokens, and you'll see we'll do that here in a minute. So obviously she's got her tuck box. She has 11 cards. She's got 3 basic moves, 3 basic attacks. She gets a quick shot in her deck, 1 healing draft, and plus 1 basic attack, and plus 2 basic moves. So she's very nimble for moving around. Alright, that's Oulette. I'm going to put her archer starter into her tuck box. We don't need that anymore. And last up, we're going to take a look at our fighter, Roberta. And lastly up, we have Roberta Fighter. So she's got, I should mention, range of 1, 4 movement, rolls a red die to attack. She has an ability. This little X here means if you use this class feature, this card, it goes out of the game for the rest of the scenario you're playing. It's called Shake It Off. And so for Fighter, she starts with 7 health, plus she has Tough, plus 3, so she starts with 10 health, so dual boards, so the 1 and the 0, 10 health. And in her deck, 3 basic moves, 3 basic attacks. She gets plus 1 basic attack, 2 rock tosses, and 2 charge cards in here, all shuffled up. We're going to be drawing 4 cards into their hand. That's their hand limit for starting up. Yes, things will alter as the mission and the campaign continues, but currently we're just going to draw 4 cards at the beginning of the turn. And that's going to be it. So I'm going to put this in here, and now we're going to get drawing cards for Tolbin, for Oulette, and for Roberta. We're going to see what they get in their hands, and you can do something at the very beginning of the mission called a mulligan. You can, if you don't like the 4 cards you drew, you can just shuffle everything back in and draw another 4 cards, but then you must keep those 4 cards. So we're going to get doing that right now. Yeah, we're going to do that first. Alright, so for Tolbin, we're going to take his cards. We're going to give him a bit of a quick shuffle here. So everyone's got 11 cards in their starting hand. And I should say we also have 2 revive potions that start the game with us. And you'll see how those work. If you get knocked out to 0 hit points, you can use one of them to revive half your hit points rounded down. And anyway, we'll get to it all as we play. So this is his starting deck, and this will be his starting hand. So he's got make a basic move, make a basic attack, make a basic attack, and he has dagger throw, which is a range of 1 to 4, rolling a red die. So that's actually not too bad. I think we're going to keep that for his hand. So there we go. That's Tolbin, the rogue. Now let's check out Oulette, the archer. Alright, same thing for Oulette. We're going to take her deck. We're going to shuffle it up here. So you don't think I'm cooking the decks, but if, I'm not, of course. But we'll just do it. There we go. Shuffled up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what she gets for her starting hand, whether we want to mulligan it or not. She's got a basic move, basic attack, and a basic move. I think that's going to be pretty good. I think we're going to leave that. Should be all right. Last, we go to Roberta the Fighter. And last up, Roberta the Fighter. We'll take her deck, give it a shuffle. So we're going to see some of those class-specific cards coming out here as we play. And yeah, so cool. All right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the card stock here is pretty good. I didn't sleeve any of it. I think they're pretty good, tough cards, so don't have to worry. Basic attack. Oh, here we go. Rock Toss, which is white die and push the target 1 square. Basic move, and we have charge, make a basic move. +1 movement in one direction, you may move through other characters. Normally you cannot move through any other characters or walls or obstacles. You can move onto obstacles. We'll get into how it all works as we play the game. Right, next up, we're going to take out our initiative bag, I'll call it, and we have tokens in here, 1 for each of our characters, 2 for the enemies. We're going to lay them out, and that's going to be the initiative order of how we play this first round. Alright, we're going to get the initiative order going, but I just wanted to show you the revive potions. You start with 2. If you want an easier game, you get 3. If you want a harder game, you just have 1. And it basically tells you, whoa, what to do on the back of it. Revive potion, heal half your maximum hit points. This is if you go to 0 hit points and need to be revived. Shuffle your discard pile on your action deck, roll a red die. Remove that many cards on top of your action deck to the end of your encounter. Cannot be used if you have fewer than 4 action cards. So you get 2 of these. Alright, so we're going to start reaching the bag. We're going to start grabbing out our initiative. So we'll just give that a little shuffle. And so first up is going to be the enemy. So then these are really nice tokens that come with the game. And then we have, oh man, so the enemy goes twice in a row. Wow. That's alright, and then we get Roberta, Fighter. And oh boy, okay, this is going to be nasty. And then we have oh, I hope these aren't going to get all scratched. Roulette, and maybe I shouldn't do them this way, but anyway. And then we have last up Tolben, the Rogue. So that's going to be our initiative order. And so yeah, we're going to do this. Now how does the enemy activate? Well, there is a Rigby deck, 10 cards, and this basically tells you how the enemy activates and what they do. We'll give that a shuffle, and then we're going to see what it is to start with. Alright, we're going to zoom in on the board. The enemy's going to go first. After everyone takes their turn, I'm just going to put a beat on there so I kind of keep track of who went and where we are, because otherwise I could get confused. Alright, I'm going to zoom onto the map a little more carefully. I'm going to have the enemies take the first actions. Alright, the enemy's up first. So what do? We shuffled this. We're going to take a look at this card, and it's just basically tell us what the enemy does. Lead from the front. Rigby moves toward the closest hero and makes a basic attack. Alright, Rigby's here. If we remember, Rigby has a movement of 4, so he's going to make a basic move, and he's going to try to attack one of our characters. We'll see if he can do it. Well, he's pretty far away from everyone. We can only move orthogonally. You cannot move diagonally. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. He's on his way, but he can't attack anyone because he's not adjacent. So that's not going to happen. And then every gang member makes a basic attack if it's adjacent to a hero, otherwise it moves towards the closest hero. So boom, that's the enemy going. That's going to end off the enemy's first turn. This is the gang member, this is the gang archer. So this guy has a movement. The gang member has movement of 4, and so he's going to move 4 spaces towards the closest hero. So he's basically just 1, 2, 3. He's just moving right in. So he would have done a basic attack, but he couldn't, so then he moved. And that's basically it. And up next, of course, we have the enemy going again. So enemy's going to go 2 times in a row. So we probably are going to get hit. All in. If Rigby starts his turn adjacent to a hero, he uses Smash. No, he doesn't. Otherwise, he moves toward the closest hero and makes a basic attack. Okay, so he will move towards closest hero, which is, we have Tolben here, and we have our archer right here. The closest one, so 1, 2, 3. He's just going to go 1, 2, 3 straight in here. Now he has the option to attack Tolben, or he has the option to attack Roulette. And we're going to say he's going to attack Tolben. So he's going to go ahead, attack Tolben, and his attack, we'll check his little card here, is a white die. So the white dice here are these ones. So we're just going to roll a white die. I guess we'll get that on there. He's going to attack, and he does 1 damage to Tolbin, so we'll suck up the 1 damage. Alright, so Tolbin's going to take 1 damage. He goes from 7 health down to 6. And yeah, there we have it. Back to the card. What does the rest of the card say? Continue. Every gang member moves toward the closest hero. Towards the closest hero to it and makes a basic attack. So basically that gang member is going to move right up and make a basic attack as well. Alright, so we have the gang member there, and he has a movement of 4. So, or she is going to go 1-2 straight into the face of Oulette and make a basic attack. And the basic attack for the gang members is also a white die. So we're going to get the white dice out here, and he's going to do 3 damage. Oh wow, 2. Oh sorry, that's not Oulette, that is our fighter, Roberta. 3 damage. Well, ouch. So we're going to go from 10 health right down to 7. Yikes. That we're not off to a good start. But the enemy did go twice in a row. We're not finished with the card yet. Every gang archer makes a basic attack if a hero is within range, and that is not happening. Otherwise, it moves toward the closest hero. Now, archers will move towards the closest hero until they are in range, and they will stop movement. But I think it's just going to move, and that's going to be about it. Alright, so this archer is a mile away from everyone, not going to move anywhere. Archers have a movement speed of 3, so otherwise it would make an attack, but it has to be within range 4. Now when you're doing range, you can go diagonally. So for instance, if someone was 1, 2, 3, 4 here, that would be in range diagonally, but for movement purposes, you can only move orthogonally. So it's just going to move up, so it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be it. It's still not even close to 4 range. That's the end of the enemy movement. Next up in turn order is, we have Roberta is going, the fighter, who is adjacent to that minion right now. So we have to figure out what we want to do with her. Alright, so if we take a look at the 4 cards for Roberta, we have make a basic move, we have charge, we have make a basic move, we have rock toss, and we also have make a basic attack. Rock toss is 1 to 4. So she could throw that right at the minion. She could also throw that at Rigby. So I think what she's going to do is she's going to use charge first as her first action. Make a basic move with +1 movement in one direction. Her basic movement is 4. She can move 5 spaces. You may move through other characters. And so you make basic move +1 movement and move through other characters. So she's going to go ahead and play that card. That's going to be what she does. And she can move through other characters, so she's actually going to go 1, 2, 3. So she goes 3 to here, getting adjacent to Rigby. And then when she's adjacent to Rigby, she's going to go ahead and use Rock Toss. Sorry, you can't see that. Rock Toss for her second action, 1 to 4. She's 1 away from Rigby diagonally. Rolls a white die and pushes the target 1 square. So she's basically throwing a rock at Rigby and going to be pushing him 1 square. Alright, so she's going to roll a white die, so we're going to get that in here, and she's going to do that much damage to Rigby and push him away 1 square. So she does 2 damage to Rigby and pushes him directly away 1 square, and you can push someone away diagonally. So we directly push him away so he's not adjacent to anybody anymore, which is probably a good thing. So 2 damage on Rigby. Alright, 2 damage going on Rigby. He has a total health. Where is he? He's got a total health of 15. So we're going to put, I wonder if we should start with 15 and reduce the health. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to start with 15, and then we're going to take dice away. So he would start with 15, and he's going to take 2 damage, so that's going to be, he's going to be down to 13 health, because we get a trigger happening when he gets down to 7 health. So he's currently sitting right there with that, and we're going to put the health on the other ones, I guess, too. These guys have 8 health, so 6, 7, 8. That's the minion, and the archer, I believe, has a health of 5. So the archer's a little bit wimpier there, so that we'll try and keep track of everyone's health over here on the board. Okay, that was the end of Roberta's turn. So she discarded, used those 2 cards. And up next in turn order, it looks like we have Oulette, our archer. Alright, so Oulette is sitting right here, and she is going to go ahead And for her first action, I do believe she's going to make, she's going to go ahead and make a basic move. So for her first action, she makes a basic move. Her movement is 4. Remember, it's all orthogonal, so she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. She's going to move herself to there, and then she's going to do a basic attack for her second action. And a basic attack is she has a range of 2 to 5, and she's rolling a lightning bolt. I have to double check and see what this is. I think it's a white die, but it doesn't look like it. So let me double check that. So she can make a ranged attack from 2 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, or I think she can hit this guy too, or she could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She can actually hit the archer, and she might go ahead and do that, but I have to find out exactly what that lightning bolt symbol is supposed to mean. And then we'll get out the dice tray, and she's going to roll up. She's going to attack the archer. It has the least amount of health. Alright, I figured it out. The black die is the lightning bolt die. I was getting confused by looking at it. I thought it was gray or white, but it's the black one. So she's attacking the archer that has 5 health. Black die is kind of a wild card. It can do a lot of damage or not so much. So she goes ahead and does 1 damage to the archer. Well, that's better than 0. Well, I don't think there's a 0 on that die. 1 damage to the archer. Alright, we take the archer from 5 health down to 4 health. Alright, they're all still kicking. That was basically Ouellette's turn. Up next is Tolban, the rogue. Alright, Tolban's going to go his last up in turn order, and his cards are, he's got a basic move, a basic attack, and he has dagger throw, 1 to 4. So what does he want to do? He could do 2 basic attacks. You know what? I think he's going to go and do 2 basic attacks. Well, he's going to start with a basic attack. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's going to do a basic attack on the adjacent goblin minion, and so that's going to be his first action, and he is rolling a blue die for his attack. He has a range of 1, of course. So let's go to the dice tray. He's going to roll a blue die, attack that goblin minion. Alright, blue die, goblin minion. Let's see what he gets. And he gets, oh wow, nicely done, 5 damage. You can see with some wonky symbols on here, but that's 5 dagger damage. 5 damage for the first attack on the goblin minion. Alright, it's going to take the goblin minion from 8 health down to 3 for that 5 damage attack. Wow, that was nicely done. And Tolban, you know what, he's not finished there. He's going to just go ahead and make his second basic attack right on that guy again, hoping to do at least 3 damage and get rid of him. Alright, it worked the first time. Well, Tolban's going to make a second attack on that one for his second action, and he gets 4 damage, which is enough to actually eliminate that goblin minion. Boom! Takes it out. Only had 3 health left. Way to go. Tolban is a little nasty little rogue. Alright, nicely done. Alright, and with only 3 health remaining, boom, that goblin minion is out of here. Alright, now we got to go into the cleanup phase, which is the end, and we'll figure out how that works. Alright, basically in cleanup, you can discard a card from your hand, 1 card, and then you draw up to 4 cards for your next turn. But I think we're going to keep the basic move and the dagger throw for Tolban, which means he's just going to draw up 2 new cards. I'm kind of doing this ahead of time because at the beginning of your turn you draw your cards, but we're going to see what cards we have to begin with. This is our discard pile, and so he gets another dagger throw and another basic move. So his 4 cards for next turn, the next episode, will be that. Alright, let's go over and look at Ouellette. Same kind of thing for Ouellette. She's got 2 basic moves, and I think she's going to go ahead and discard 1 of them, and then she's going to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully she can get some of her better attacks in here. She's got a basic move, basic attack, a basic move. Alright, well, she's got a lot of movement, but she does have another attack. That's not too bad. Alright, over we go lastly to Roberta, our fighter. Alright, Roberta the fighter has a basic attack, basic move. We'll keep that, and we'll draw 2 cards. Ooh, she gets another rock toss, and she gets another basic move. So that'll be her hand for next episode, next turn. Alright, and down to 7 health. She got some damage. Tolban took a damage. Roberta took 3 damage. We got rid of the goblin minion. Let's zoom out, wrap up our episode for today. Alright, we're zoomed way out. We're going to take all the tokens and put these back in the bag. We're going to reshuffle them next time for another initiative go. And so back in the bag we go. All right, well, that was the first turn of the game. So the setup, introduction, first turn, first mission. We have Rigby sitting at 13 health. We have one archer remaining at 4 health. We got rid of the goblin minion, which is cool. And we've had our first turn, so you can see how the game plays. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. This is Adventure Tactics Domianne's Tower. We're doing mission 1, and we're trying to protect the gate. We didn't do the harder mission. We're just kind of learning the game a little bit. So thanks so much. I'll see you next time for the continuation of Adventure Tactics Domianne's Tower with our 3 players, Tolbin, Oulette, and Roberta.